Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is Sunday, the first Sunday in June. How's everyone's week? Awesome, that's really good to hear. This is a purple IKEA mug that I got because I thought it was pretty. First off, I want to apologize. If you got a notification that I had a new video, you'll notice that it's, and you went to look at it before this one gets finished. For some reason, it only saved up like 1 second of my actual video. So I had to redo it. I don't know. Don't know where it went. Because I literally had recorded 20 minutes. Like, I could see the timer. I don't have any idea. No clue. It's not even on my phone anymore. So I'm redoing it. All right. So we've got good Q&A today. We've got a little bit of haul. We've got some whip updates. So yeah. So we'll dive ourselves right on in. Oh wait, crap. One of them is. I need to grab one of them. Hang on. The joy of having already put everything up and away when your video doesn't work. All right, so we'll dive right on into the Q&A. We'll start with Joanne P., which brings me to a little bit of a note. A couple of people asked, with Magical Stitches, the Garrett that's in Magical Stitches, because I'm going through as a student, so any backstory that I'm creating, storyline, that's literally just for the purposes of Magical Stitches. Cedric Diggory is a fictional character, not actually. I'm still very happily married. We're all good there. But I know it confused some people, especially those who don't read Harry Potter. And so I apologize to those of you who didn't realize it. The rest of the year, we're going to have a lot of Harry Potter talk because of the group that I'm in. So I will try to be better at clarifying when it's Harry Potter related. I'll try to give more pertinent plot details where I can to help make it more accessible and understandable. But it is something that's going to be ongoing for the rest of the year. So no, there is no real Cedric Diggory. There is no real George Weasley. So just for clarification's sake there. All right, so she also does ask, she says, you must have started FlossTube quite soon after you started stitching. Do you ever wish you'd kept a list of which projects and topics were covered in your videos? I did start very quick. I started stitching 5 years ago, right around this time. And then my first video was like August, September-ish. So I started really soon, and have obviously been here ever since. But I don't necessarily wish I had labeled differently. But that's just me. Jasmine Ravenclaw asks, if you had all the money in the world and could buy any chart you wanted to, what chart would it be and why? I don't really have one that's on that kind of a list. I'm generally of the mindset of, oh, that's nice, but I'm never paying that much for it, and I don't really, it's not nice enough to justify that cost. So there really isn't one, and I know that's a bit of a cop-out answer, but there isn't. The Mirabilias that I did want that had gone out of print were in that grouping from last summer, so I got the ones I wanted. Didn't really need any of the others, so yeah. NM Stitching Demon asks, where did your obsession for Wizard of Oz come from, and how many times have you answered the question? I've been asked it more times than I can count, and my answer is always the same. I don't know. I have a theory that everyone at about age 3, there's one thing that you pick up on that you just become obsessed with. And in my case, it was The Wizard of Oz. So, I'm sorry, I wish I had a better answer. Patty Ernest asks, what company are you getting the Krennic thread from? Is it that 4-braid Krennic? I get my nest egg from Trisha, of 3L Threads. She does a monthly nest egg where you get 4 colors of Krennic. Yes, it's the number 4. She can always order others that you need. I needed some extra pearl, and I wasn't in a big hurry, so I asked her to get it with my nest egg that one time. But if I need something in a hurry, then I hit 123 Stitch, or if I need something really specific, I hit 123 Stitch or my LNS. Whereas Trisha is more stash building. But she's fabulous. Wendy Weir asks, have you decided on a fabric for the upcoming Ink Circles map, Sal? And did you get dice, and can you share them? So, the fabric I'm going to be using is Sampler Gold from Color and Cotton in Joblin. It's the same color that I'm doing my Fairy Tale, Shan Christine Fairy Tale stitch along with. So, that's the color I'm using. And these were the dice I ordered. I got them this week. I ordered them off Amazon. You can get them in all sorts of colors. There's not really a good way to show this. But you get... It's like... You search... They're called polyhedral dice. And there's 7. There's 3. And there's 4. And mine are pink and blue swirls. Because I thought they were pretty. They had a whole bunch of different colors. But this is the one I ended up going with. So, and my plan is after I finish it, I will do it in a shadow box and use the dice in there, because I don't play D&D. Kat Gallant asks several questions. Who is your favorite designer? Which piece is your favorite? How many whips do you have? And which piece do you really want to get finished? My favorite designer... is a toss-up between Tempting Tangles and Brooks Books. I love both of them a lot. My favorite piece that I'm currently working on is Longfellow's Round Tower. It's also the one I want to get finished the most. That's it. And then in terms of whips, I've got 20 active whips that I work on. But I have a lot. I'm sure I've got probably close to 50 that are actually started, but there's 20 that I'm actively working on. Good questions. Patricia Kazmarek, I kind of answered your question too of the ones I'm working on, which is my favorite, but I also really love quilts from Long Dog. You'll see that in a little bit. Let's see, Stitching Haven, welcome back to the stitching world, and the internet world. And that's it for the Q&A. So for the haul this week, I got my grab bag from Trisha from 3L Threads. They're so totally worth it. It's like a baker's dozen of threads, and it's all different things. So I got 4 weeks, juniper, cocoa, amber, and ivy. Boop. 2 classic colorworks, mossy and old oak tree. Let's see. There are 5-yard skeins of Gentle Arts, Misty Harbor, Morning Glory, Midnight, and Loganberry. Boop. 1 10-yard skein of Mistletoe from Gentle Arts. 1 Threadworks 01043. I'm not sure what color that name is. I haven't looked it up, but it's beautiful. And won Silken Colors, which I'm super excited for. Number 29, Grape Melange. Look at that. Look at those purples. So that was the haul. All right, so this week, homework-wise, I didn't do as well. I wasn't feeling so hot a couple of nights, so I didn't do a lot of stitching. I'm better now. So I didn't get as much of the homework done as I wanted to. I'm almost done with the second. I'm only going to get 3 letters done. I've got a little bit left to do on one letter. I'll show you in a moment. And then I've got another letter that I'll work on after that. So I did, however, get, thanks to Memorial Day, half of Mrs. Ladybug done. So there she is. I've got the bottom half basically done. I've just got to fill in the black dots. And then I'm going to work on her gloves and bodice this week. My goal is to get, I'm fairly confident I can get the skirt and the gloves done. I'm hoping I can get the bodice done as well. So my S is Sister Suffragette. That's the one I haven't gotten to yet. I will work on that some today. So, but like I showed y'all in the last video, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to try and get one of the other bunting done. Let's see. I worked on, for W was With Thy Needle. So I got my, and that one I forgot to take my before picture, so I actually had to use a screen grab from last week's video. But there we go. That's what I got done. So I got all the grass filled in, and I got started on the sheep. I did start a little on Paradise Lost, but I didn't get the full 200. I'm not even sure I got 100. I just was not feeling it the couple of days that I had it to work on. And so I just decided I wasn't going to keep on with it. Then we had a pop-up of, the E, of course, is Emerald City from Owl Forest, which I love. It's the poppies, and it'll be the Queen of the Field Mice. So I've just got the Queen of the Field Mice and then 2 little decorative things. So I'm sure I'll have those done pretty quickly. And then I'll move on to the S. But there are the poppies. I used, I'm using it in quilts. I'm blanking on its name. Chili Pepper from Classic Colorworks for the poppies. And then I'm going to use black beads in the center of the flowers. So, and then we've got the Queen of the Field Mice and her 2 mice, and there's like a pinky flower and then a tree. So we'll work on those. And then we had a pop-up event involving the god-awful Rita Skeeter. So I worked on quilts, which had been my lunch project. Got about 500-600 stitches in on this one. And I worked basically everything other than that house was done. I really love working on this one. The colors are just amazing. It's so much fun. So I'm going to take it to work and work more on the gold leaf border. I'm going to try and work on this inner border too. So there we go. And then this week's homework is for the first task. The first task of the Dry Wizard Tournament, which is this tournament that hasn't been held in like a century or 2, or maybe longer, because people kept dying, has been brought back because of insanity. And of course, Harry gets roped into it through the evil machinations of Lord Voldemort. So, and Cedric's, the act is in it as well. So we're supposed to put ourselves in the shoes of one of the champions to complete the first task, which is getting a golden egg away from a nesting mother dragon. That's right. Nesting mother dragon. Stupid Luco Badman. Anyhow, so we put our heads together. So what Cedric and I came up with was transfiguration, changing something into one thing into another thing. So I'm using Wonderful Life. Also now You're in the World, I think is what I call it normally. And we're going to transfigure rocks and other things into animals to distract the dragon long enough for Ced to get the golden egg. And I'm already completely freaked out by all of that. So, my starting point is there, and I'm going to work over to the right. So it's going to be the bunny and the bird and the fox, and I'm going to work on the water. And so we'll work on all of that to see what we can accomplish. We're supposed to get 1,000 stitches, 1 point for every 100. So we'll stitch until I get to whatever I decide is I'm done and want to rotate, and then I'll rotate to something different. Who knows what it'll be. Anyhow, that's it for me this week. I hope everyone has a terrific week, and I will see y'all next time.